Okay. Now, recording is started. We are doing our afternoon check-in on week 3, day 2 of Web Fundamentals. Before we split up into groups and do a check-in that way, right? Because I want to make it a little different than this morning, so we can do a check-in, and whatever we're experiencing as far as like a bug or error, maybe we can debug together instead of just doing the same old thing we did this morning. All right, so we do want to copy this morning's outline, just give an update from this morning as far as timeline and UX UI, no, sorry, not UX UI, it's wireframing wireframe and completion of the assignment goes. So we're going to do the same thing, just in smaller groups. I will split the groups between myself and Colby. So Colby, you'll handle one group. You'll just do a stand up just like we did this morning, have everyone present. And if they have any issues, then let's, take a little time to debug, since we have more time to spare with less people per group. But before we do that, I'm gonna have Richard share a little bit, because Richard has some experience as a DevOps tester. Okay, so no, it's actually called QA, quality assurance tester. And for us developers, QA people are the most annoying people, because they find ways around our website that we didn't know existed, and they tell us what is going on with our website that we normally need to fix. So because Richard has a rich 7+ years experience in this, I thought it would be appropriate if he shares with us some of his knowledge. Okay, not too long, should be just like a 5-10 minute intro into some of the tools he would use as a QA tester, excuse me, all related, but he was a QA tester. So Richard, if you want to take it away before we go into small groups, you're welcome to start.
Sure. Let's do your screen here. I'll put this Chrome extension in the chat also, in case someone people want to look into it. So this is
oh, you are, never mind, sorry, excuse me.
Okay.
Continue.
This is an accessibility specific Chrome extension, and you can see it's got 200,000 users. DQ is the company that I last worked at. We had them they'd visit us pretty much every other week, and they'd come through and scan our front end web pages and make sure that they were accessible, or most of the time find issues with them, and then kind of tell us what was wrong, what should be fixed, what's highest priority, what's lowest priority, things like that. But this was a tool I used to hopefully catch stuff before they did, and I'm just gonna give an example of it. So this is Reddit. To use this Axe tool, it's going to be in your developer tools. Let me just do this here. Oh, come on. Really? Okay, let me cheat. So if we go up here, at the very end, you'll see Axe Dev Tools. And what it's going to do is scan your entire page and try to find accessibility issues. So you can see analyzing your page. You'll see this reload in a second here. And it also, it has like a message at the top, like this page is taken over or something like that. Just a second here. So there you go. I started debugging this browser. And you can see on Reddit's just homepage, or old homepage, I should say, there's 256 issues. And it even breaks down, so there's 23 serious or critical issues, and 333 serious issues. Now, that may sound like a lot, but as you can see here, they broke it down by what those issues are. So this first one has 257 issues. So its elements must meet minimum color contrast ratio thresholds. So that's just like we talked about, how say your background is white and your text is a light gray. It's going to make it difficult for users to read. But you can actually click in here and then hit highlight. And let's see if I picked a good one. It'll actually highlight what's the issue on the page. And you can also scroll through. And so So that's a great example of one here. Oh, I went back too far. We can see this 8945 is a very light color compared to the background. And even down here, if you have more questions about it, so it has like exactly the issue here, you can click on more information and it'll bring up their website talking about it. And then here it tells you how to like fix it if you want to go through and fix it, things like that. Let's see. Let's see what else there is. Images must have alternate text. So like we've discussed in this class, like, you know, each image needs to have some kind of alternate text if it fails. So it says here, this badge doesn't have an alt text. So if we actually go into inspect, you can see that image class awarding icon, and then here's the search, but yet there's no alt text. And this was just a quick, easy, instead of me having to go and check every image and check every font versus the background, this tool would scan them all and find them. Let's see. I will say there are false positives every once in a while, but that's more rare than it is not. Let's see. So once again, this is just Yahoo News. We can, let's see, did I move it? Oh, there it is. We can once again scan it, and it'll take a minute here. Scan the page. And once again, it's just looking for the same things that we've discussed. So there you go, it's taking over, debugging. And so this one is, so there's only 16 issues of elements not meeting the color contrast issues. And you can see this gray Yahoo Sports. I'm assuming the next one's going to highlight is this CBS maybe. So there you go, yeah. So all these links here, your Tango might be next. Let's see. Okay, now I jumped down to Associate Press. But all these links are not contrast enough for people with color issues. And then if you ever need an example of what's pretty much or at least what I was told is a golden standard for accessibility, is target.com. If we close this, let's see. I'm willing to bet that they have 10 or less. I wouldn't be surprised if there's 0. Just because Target's kind of known for, yeah, okay, there you go. So 0 issues. Wow. And if you ever, a quick, easy way to see if the website's kind of built with accessibility in mind is if you go to the home page and just hit tab. Oh, come on. Oh, no, okay, come on. Because I had the tab selected. So you'll see this skip to main content. And that's not something that any regular kind of site, like a visual user, will see. But skip to main content is a huge thing for keyboard users and screen readers. And it literally just goes down to the main content of the page and just skips the nav stuff. That's kind of a good sign to know that they're working on it. And you can also tab through and see that it'll kind of highlight where you're at. That's also another thing of accessibility. So some kind of indicator that you're able to see what's being highlighted.
Yep. That was a big thing when I was a developer. The testers would show me, oh, you know, your tab isn't picking up this cart icon on the top right. Or if it's reading through it, it's not saying out loud for the screen reader cart icon or something like that.
Yeah. Or something, I mean, I'm not going to be able to find an example quickly off the top of my head, but like maybe you're hitting tab here and it goes to this sunscreen and then it goes back to this sun squad pool floats. So maybe the tab order is in a incorrect or illogical way.
Yeah, that was possible. Didn't realize. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought I'd just give that a quick show.
Thank you again, Richard. So once you get your job, you will deal with QA testers. You can find the bugs before they do and spare yourself the headache. Because it's such a frustrating feeling when you finish, you work hard on it, and then it's like, wait, can't accept this because if I click the login button 10 times real fast, I can log in somehow. It's like, what? That's not what you're meant to do. But that's what QA testers do. They find ways to break your website that you had not anticipated, and also to meet accessibility guidelines and UI UX guidelines. Okay, so thank you again, Richard. That was a cool resource. I'm going to save that for myself and add that to my bookmark, so whenever I need that, I can test the accessibility of my own website. So you guys should save that as well. Yeah, again, thank you, Richard. So now what we're going to do is break out into groups and do our stand-ups. Okay, so Colby, I'm going to assign a group to you, and then I'll handle a group as well. Do you have any questions, Colby? Maybe he's mic muted. Colby, you there? No. Well, no worries. What we'll do, I think Colby had to actually go to a meeting at this time, if he told me correctly. So he might just be there, but actually in another meeting. So what we're going to do, since actually, you know what, we don't have a very large group. I'm used to having like 20 something people in the class at times. So we don't actually need to split up into groups. Well, yeah, so we'll just continue like what we did this morning. Okay. So we'll just do what we did this morning. Easy peasy. Let's get to it. The first thing we'll do, we'll go in order that I see here. So Eric, would you like to present first?
If I must, I'm just kidding. Yeah, sure, that's fine.
You must.
Let's see. All right, so what I've done since this morning, let me go back to here. So I kind of made my wireframes look a little bit prettier. So adjusted some things. They got rid of all that text, and then this is what it should look like now. I was able to almost kind of finish my profile page, or like the skeleton of it. I actually am going to try to use Bootstrap for this whole thing.
Okay.
I just decided it, and so far it looks like this. And I'll have more things in here, and then put my images. So I actually had a question. If I'm doing it in Bootstrap, do I need to do it in the mobile view as well, even though
Yeah.
it's okay?
Yeah. You can use well, see what, and I'll explain this now for everyone. What Bootstrap does, it has media queries inbuilt into it.
Okay.
So squish your page to a narrow view. Keep squishing. Narrower.
That's as small as it gets.
Do you see how your nav bar link items turn into a hamburger button?
Oh, cool. Okay.
So now click that button and you can see, does it pop up anything? Okay.
Not
so
yet.
what you need, and you know what, this will be a short Bootstrap reminder for those of us that are maybe experiencing the same issues as Eric. So let's go to the Bootstrap documentation page. Okay, so if you go to Bootstrap,
okay, go to Bootstrap.
Okay, click Bootstrap, and then scroll down just a little bit. Oh no, go back.
Go back. Okay.
Scroll down just a little bit, and then stop. Right here. This is your link that you want to put in the head of your HTML, and this is a JavaScript tag to put at the bottom of your body, just like you would do your own link and script tag. But now you're taking Bootstrap's CSS and JavaScript. So go ahead and take those and put them into your.
So I did that.
Can you
And
show
then
me?
I was watching the video of Narciso, and when he did the boot swatch, he deleted this and put it in that tag. So I didn't know.
Oh, okay. But do you have the script tag in your body?
Yes, let me get it here. I might not have, I don't think I have this script tag. Let me see here. I think I made my own script. So do I need
Yeah, you need
their
theirs.
script tag.
You need
Okay.
theirs in addition to yours. So take
Oh,
that one.
okay.
Okay. Yep.
Does it go
Anytime
above it, below it?
don't matter.
No matter. Okay. Cool.
Okay. And once you pasted it in there and saved, and could you show us just your page, just so I know we know what I'm talking about, but just so we can have a visual.
Oh, my
Yeah.
this
If you
page.
show
Oh, so
your
I thought you
visual.
were I thought I was
No, no,
that's fine.
sorry. I'm not specific. So if
There
you
we
show
go.
us where you put that script tag,
I put it down here.
nice. Okay, so that's where it is. That's what we were missing. So let's go see our page in action now. Let's click that hamburger button.
Let's see, where was it? Oh, cool.
There we go. So you guys need both the CSS and the JavaScript link to make Bootstrap work. And so you see here, this button works and it turns into a button. The way it's doing that is through media queries. So there's media queries built into Bootstrap. My lecture on media queries was how to use media queries if you don't want to use Bootstrap. So if you want to just use media queries to make your own functionality without having to borrow bootstraps, that's what my lecture was for. But if you're using Bootstrap, you really don't have to use that many media queries, only if you have a special custom design that you want. But there's already media queries built in, and all the components adjust to the media query sizes that are preset.
Okay, that's good. That answers my next question. Awesome.
Cool.
I actually do have one quick
Yes.
thing to point out. I don't, maybe I'm misremembering when Narciso was talking about it, but I thought he said to make sure that we put the the Bootstrap link above ours. So just in case we want to edit anything, our script is read afterwards. Or was
okay.
I'm
I
not sure
must
if I
have
remember
missed that note. So let's stick to that, Eric. Okay, that makes sense.
So this goes
Yeah.
below it?
Oh, no, see, our script wants to be able to edit the page in case. So this is our script tag, right? After your page loads with this script tag, which is bootstraps, and let's say you want to add your own JavaScript feature, you want to put it after this one, so the page loads with this JavaScript, and then you edit whatever is already there with your JavaScript. Is that making sense?
So this is my own script tag I already have.
That's yours for this. Where's your file? This file here. That's the one you created.
Yes.
Bootstrap has their own JavaScript file, which is now connected to this one. And we want to put it ahead of yours because we want the page to load with the default JavaScript before we start changing and adding our own. So it reads from top to bottom. So we want our script tag to be below their script tag.
Okay, so this is right.
Yeah, this is right. We just wanted it pointed out. I didn't hear that advice that Narciso gave. So
okay,
good catch. Who was that? Christian? Thank you, Christian.
So then the same thing for like if I wanted a little bit of my own style, like if I made my own sheet, I would want that below.
That's probably, yeah, that makes sense too, actually. Yeah, let's do that. Let's stick that. Because if that's the rule for the JavaScript, it should apply just the same for CSS.
Okay, cool.
I have a quick question down there in the script about the bootstrap. What is the integrity and cross origin?
No idea.
That's a good question. Let me get back to you with those.
Okay.
Integrity and cross origin.
I think I saw something pretty similar to Tailwind's CSS too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Integrity must have something to do with,
I don't know if it's maybe a version number or what it means.
Yeah, no, I don't want to give an answer until I'm sure. So let me look that up and I'll get back to you guys.
Thank you.
All right, so that's it for Eric. Eric, did you want to show us your timeline as well? We skipped that.
Sure. Let's see, where is that? Where's that? So nothing's really changed. I just need to mark this as done. And then I did kind of make a little bit of a statement. I just put as like a user, I'd like to be able to contact Eric if I want to hire him for a job or something like that.
Okay, maybe just make the user a little bit less specific as a tech recruiter.
Okay. As a recruiter.
Yeah, as a tech recruiter, because most likely they're going to see your job, I mean your website somewhere, someone on LinkedIn or someone from a company with the official title or not. So we'll call them recruiter.
That's what? Save changes. Save. There we go. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Alrighty, looking good, Eric. So I like the update. Like that you're using Bootstrap and it's making sense now.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, next up we have Richard.
All right, let me just add one more change here real quick. Sorry. All right. My board, I finished up checking out other portfolios and completing the wireframe. So my wireframe's done. I just moved some stuff down and added I changed the order of things, which actually I'm not exactly sold on, but we'll figure that out. I started working on setting up the divs. So all the different divs you can see here. I'm working on setting those up. Still working on JavaScript components, and I'm working on completing the CSS. That I'm not sure if I'll finish today or finish tomorrow. And then this is the website so far. Like I said, I'm just still setting up the basics. I've got the nav bar pretty much complete, other than like making sure it's mobile friendly and stuff like that. But after what you guys just discussed, I think I'm probably gonna jump into Bootstrap and see if I can get that in now.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not too late. I don't think it is, because I'm
No.
still pretty basic at this point. So
Yeah.
yeah.
They're looking good. So okay, give Bootstrap a shot, and I'm here if you run into any snags.
Cool. Thank you.
Oh, and you showed your Trello board, right? You switched back
Yeah.
and forth. Okay,
Yeah.
I believe you did. Yeah. Okay. So thank you, Richard. Next up, we have Christian.
Hello.
Wait, Christian.
So I just readjusted some stuff on my wireframe.
Mhm.
You said to do like a call to action over here. Probably just like do like click here for like skills or something. And I decided to do anchor page that would come to these different boxes. I was also thinking of having different colors for these boxes. Or not for the boxes, but for the pages, to help differentiate between skills and projects, and then a contact me with an input field. I was thinking of having that. And then that's what where then I would put my social media stuff. And then I for like a mobile view, I would just like collapse these onto top of each other. I also figured that initially I didn't want a nav bar, but in mobile view, I think I'd probably want one. It'd probably look like this, where it would still take you to those other parts on the scroll down page. But like here, the anchor them that way. And then it would just like look like this. And this is a little bit closer to how I would probably want like the colors to be. And then, yeah, I guess.
Okay. Looking good. I like the mobile wireframe. Could you scroll up on your desktop one though? So let me just, I guess, see if I can clarify if it wasn't making sense. When I say call to action, it's something like your contact me. It's going to be something that says like a word, like a sentence or a blurb that says, contact me for your next project, or something that's for the recruiters that that's that thing that's going to solve their problem. So they find your page. Okay, this is Christian. This is what he does. These are his skills and projects. But that one hook that's not going to just be there like an accessory. Here, you can contact me if you want, but like a call to action saying, hire me for your next project. And then that hire me will be like a link or something, in addition to this contact me. So don't get rid of it, but just add one thing in there that will give them that hook, like I'm the one you want to hire. Okay, that's my only suggestion there, Christian. But other than that, you're looking good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you made that interpretation because I really thought you meant like write a paragraph like of your call to action.
Paragraph. No, I mean that's like a manifesto. No, just like a hey, here's who I am. This is why you got to get me, and click here, and then that it will just sometimes that click me will be like, a call, a link for them to just like start ringing you, and they didn't know it, and they're like, oh shoot, now I'm calling him. All right, we'll see who he is. So all right, thank you for that, Christian. Looking good. Next up we have Anthony.
So I didn't get around to remaking the wireframe yet because I was working on functionality stuff. And I did get most of it done from what I really wanted to do. Like proteins, fats, and carbs are now in place, and that'll calculate everything and put it where it needs to be.
Yep.
And so I'm going to move on to remaking the wireframe, and then I'll move into I still got to style it. So I'll do the wireframe and the styling next.
Okay. So where are you at now? Could you show us any progress you've made?
Yeah. So if you input all your goodies, now it's still in metric. So I need to convert my stuff over to this. And it will tell me my breakdown of what I need to eat, like 2,000 calories a day. That is including the deficit. And then that is a deficit of 500 calories. And then your carbs, fats, and proteins.
Looking good. Could you show what the fix was for your JavaScript that you worked with Kobe with?
Yeah, so what I wanted to do was get the value for this, where is it? Mail total outside of my function, so I could use it globally. And we solved that by creating those variables outside the function and giving them empty values. So the function is updating these values.
Nice. That's the way to do it.
So we're all clear right now.
All right, looking good. I'm liking what I see. All right, fantastic, Anthony. Great job. Next up, we have Kai.
Alrighty, so 1 minute. Okay, so first off, I updated my wireframe so that I have my mobile and my tablet views on my website. So I have like a better idea of what I want to do. So with that in mind, right now I'm trying to work on the mobile, so like get the queries so I can just get that layout right.
Nice. I like the transition. So did that media queries, it's working for you then?
I'm not sure if I'm doing it the correct way because I'm just kind of doing something like this. I'm not sure, where it's like I'm basically just like taking these values in my CSS and changing them up down here.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's the way to do it. The only difference from this and the lecture is separating out the media queries, but you don't have to do that. It's only if it gets way too messy on one page for all your CSS and the media query CSS. Then you can create a separate CSS file just for your media queries, like you see in that
Okay.
example, if it gets too messy.
That'll probably be easier that way and more cleaner and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
cool. All right, well, I like that. Could you show us one more time the thing that does? So when you extend the
Yeah.
page, you see your profile. Nice. Wait, okay, so let me just ask you, what's supposed to go in those, when you extend it, what's supposed to go in those boxes next to your name?
This is my social and my phone number and Gmail and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay, yeah, curious to see how that looks.
Okay.
Awesome. Great job, Kai. Nicely done. All right, next up we have Josh.
Nice. This is my storyboard. So I basically did get a rundown from Josh about this. I didn't think about any possible problem statements. My research media query might come down to like if I have more time, because from what Josh showed me with Bootstrap earlier is it kind of already has it built in. So um I'll show you guys, like, this is pretty much what I have so far. And then I didn't do any media queries, but I did some testing. Now, this is kind of where I have a hard, maybe I could pick your brain on this, Josh, but like, I noticed, I used the iPhone 12 because it didn't have a higher one. Just like, most people in America use iPhones now. So, let me go ahead and minimize this. This looks pretty nice to me, but the thing is, like, when I go into the Nest Hub, it's like it's too much space. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like this
Yeah.
part.
So you actually might want to use media queries in addition to Bootstrap. And I had to do that once when I wanted to optimize a, what's it called? What's that thing called? It's called a carousel. So when I wanted to optimize my carousel, that thing that selects between pictures, it slides through pictures, and I wanted my carousel to change size based on the screen, I had to use some media queries in addition to Bootstrap. So they're not that hard to use. I can show you one more thing related to media queries that may save you some time, but the lecture is not too hard to understand. So it might still be something you can fit into today and still incorporate to make this slide thing grow in size based on the size of the page.
And I had another question. I couldn't get this part to like justify center.
Yeah. Okay. That, you know what? That will take a little. Let's see if we can look at your code for that real quick. See if I can give a quick answer. If not, then we'll work on this later. What we want to do. Okay.
So I tried giving the container fluid, or the nav bar brand, or should I give it to the container fluid, which is containing everything?
Could you go back to your page? I just want to ask a quick question before I say anything. So you want this cafe, about us, and menu to go to the center area, like where I just highlighted there?
Yeah, I want cafe to go to the center, and then I want about us and menu to go to the right. So I was just gonna push everything to the right, kind of after I justified
Yes,
the
there
center.
should be an easy way to do that. Let me go back to the HTML. I think I'm pretty sure it has to do with these things here, MB-2, MB-LG-0.
You talking about this one?
No, wait, this is for
The nav bar nav.
this is for the collapse. So it might take some debugging, but one more quick thing, I think maybe a solution. If I don't have it, then we'll dig in my office. So go to Bootstrap's documentation. Okay, go to the nav bar in the components, then scroll down let's see some other nav bars that have something closer. So you're scrolling through them real fast.
Sorry, I have a really bad habit of that.
It's okay. No, I can read it because I'm used to it, but for everyone else, so let's scroll through a little slower. So here we have an image on the left. I
Yeah.
think if we keep scrolling, we'll find some nav bars with stuff in the middle and then hanging out at the right side as well. So here's still on the left. Keep going, keep going. Still on the left, still on the left. Still on the left. All right, now some stuff on the right. So let's see how they got on the right. Go back up, go back up. See how the search and the search input and the button are on the right.
Oh, is it the ME2?
I'm pretty sure that may be it. And there's also, you remember in the Bootstrap lecture, Narciso explains how deflex applies flex to this whole form that has input and button. So this has flex applied to it. This is container fluid. So label 5 placeholder search. It might have to do with these exactly like you said. So we'll test this out later, but there's definitely a solution as you can see here. It's like a default nav bar that will work.
Yeah, because actually I used this and it did give me a search bar, which I did end up deleting. I don't know why it's not showing it on here for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right. I guess I'll just pick your brain later then.
Yeah. Try one of those, tinker with it. And I don't know off the top of my head, but we'll figure it out later. So looking good.
Okay, thank you.
Great job, Josh. All right, next up we have Daisy.
Okay. So I wanted to have all my containers done today. And I have like the main containers and I'm just putting stuff inside them now.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can't put this on. Oops. I think initially I was trying to I was shying away from Bootstrap because it's like a new concept and the time it would take to like practice using it and making mistakes. But I think after seeing everybody using it, I'm gonna implement that today so that whatever mistakes I start making, I can address them tomorrow with the class.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I have so far. I started adding stuff into the containers. There's not much going on with my code yet because it's still skeleton.
Very nice. This area where that picture is below, is that going to be a parallax?
I'm not sure yet. I think I'm gonna make it. Initially, I wanted it to be part of the page that opened, and make this smaller, but I think I'm gonna make it a parallax.
Yeah, I think it would look good. So look up Bootstrap's parallax since you're going to use Bootstrap. And then maybe something else in that opener section. Oh, but one thing at a time. Search right there, parallax. LLAX. Nothing. Search it anyway. Maybe I'm not spelling it right.
No, I noticed in Bootstrap earlier that it didn't have the parallax. I saw that it does have it for Tailwinds.
Oh, well, no, Bootstrap should have it because last month everyone was using it.
Or it might not be under the name parallax for Bootstrap because I Control F'd it and I typed in parallax and I didn't see anything that came up.
Okay, well, I am now on it. I definitely have to find it because I'm recommending it. So what I'll do, Daisy, is I'll get a link to you for Bootstrap's parallax so I can get that to you, okay?
Can you send that to me too, Richard?
Yeah, I'll send the parallax to everybody.
All right, thank you.
And then you said with the header, I'm still not done with it, but were you gonna make a recommendation on how to make it?
So yeah, like something more as far as a call to action in that opening area. So something that says call me for your next whatever, and then a button to call me, not whatever. Just it takes a little bit of skill to think of the right phrase to say for yourself, how you want to present yourself. So it's just like a call to action here with a button to lead with that call to action. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't used to emphasize these, but Narciso really made it make sense to me. Like, this is for your guys's job hunt, not just like a creative page. It has a purpose. So yeah, definitely want to add that. Looking good so far. So liking what I'm seeing.
Oh, I did have a question actually. With this, to make it this shape on top of this, would we do what we use for the profile page where we had to move the icon to be like in the middle?
You would have to, so you want it to extend past this area, just like an image kind of floating above and below this section, like what we're seeing here. We would just increase the image size past the size of its container.
Oh, that's a lot easier. Okay, I was making it complicated.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to get some clarification, but I want to share this rule with you guys. Let me share just the rough draft version, then I'll get the official. But Narciso had a way of explaining how you should select your colors on your page. So let me see if I can dig it up within the next 10 seconds. So he recommends let's see, where is it?
Are you talking about the bootstrap themes?
No, it's a 60-30-10 rule. 60-30-10 rule. Okay, so that has to do with the colors of your page. So there should be 60% of your page's color should be that main color. All right, then 30% is going to be that secondary color. So that might be the color of your font. And then 10% will be an accent color. Okay, so that's going to be something that maybe you see on borders, maybe certain buttons will be accented, but you want some color contrast that will be 60-30-10. And I think there's something else I can share as a resource for you guys. Let me share my screen. I know we're still in the middle of a stand-up, but since I'm seeing your guys' color come up on your page, I think now is a good time to share this. And I didn't have this prepared, so just bear with me. Share, where's my share screen button? Come on, Zoom, there we are. Okay. So here I am. I need to go to the platform real quick, and I'll show you guys this really cool tool. So if I go to this section, and it should be here, and I believe it should be in design principles. We used coolers already. I think they may have removed the link. Now I think they may have updated it. Oh, okay, I think they did. There was this really nice tool that helped you select color themes. Let me just double check. It's not that coolers one. Color palette generator. Oh, it is. I just glossed over it. Okay, so here's a color palette generator for you to select some main, secondary, and accent colors. And let's start. It just gives you some palettes, gives you different options. Where can I go back and select? This is not what I want. So you can either make a palette or explore some palettes. So there's some pre-made for you to have those main and then secondary colors. You can just use these colors in using CSS. So Bootstrap has that boot swatch that Narciso showed you guys, or you can also look at some themes yourself. Okay, so there's some color themes that you guys can take. I'm going to link this in the chat for you guys. So think about how you want to style your page using that rule. So again, I'll give a better, excuse me, let me type it here in the chat. Now it's in there for the guys. So what was it? I'll give an official number, but I'm pretty sure we called it the 60-30-10 rule. So 60% is your main color, 30% is that secondary color, and 10% is the accent color on your page. How you choose to use that is up to you, but you want about 60% of it to be a main bold color, like something not bold, but like a generic darker standard color, either light or dark, but not so accented. Then your secondary color will contrast with your main color. That's the 30%, right? So that secondary color will be that text that will contrast with your main color, maybe a font color or another div that's another color. As long as it's that 60-30% and you're using it consistently, and then that 10% is the accent color, right? And the accent color will complement also the main color, right? So it's going to be an accent to that main color. Secondary is just contrasted to the main. All right, so you guys have that now. Let's continue with our stand-ups. We only have a few more, and I just finished with Daisy. So next up we have Viviana.
Okay. All right, so I'm really behind. I got stuck trying to figure out how to use Bootstrap, but I figured two things with sharing our stuff right now. So I'm still creating the page. I actually only have the nav bar, but I was stuck in when I made it smaller. This wasn't collapsing, and it was because I didn't have the proper links to the JavaScript and the CSS.
Okay.
Also, I couldn't figure out how to get this to the right. And I think that's what Josh was kind of trying to figure out.
Yeah.
So I used justified content end. And I was just playing around. So I don't know if that might help.
Oh, there you go.
Thank
Perfect.
you. I'm
Because
gonna
it's
try
in
that
a
out.
flex. Because it's flex, I should have clicked the moment I saw that. So because it's a flex applied to this nav bar, where is the flex rule applied? Is it even here? It was in Josh's.
Oh, it's not on mine.
But you applied it anyways. So where did you apply it?
I applied justified content end on the div class that has the collapsed nav bar.
Oh, perfect. So you just applied that flex rule straight into the class name, and that moved everything in that div to the right. Perfect.
Yeah.
There we go. We just solved our own solution. So there you go, Josh. Now I just have to help Daisy. So, all right.
I'm going to get more of it done by the end of tonight because I don't want to be so behind tomorrow. So I have a lot to do. Problem statement, and also going to add the call to action in the front near the about me.
Okay. Okay. Looking good. Liking what I see.
Viviana, can you just go back to your VS Code like for like just a few seconds? I'm just take a clean. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And this way you can also, Josh, add justified content center to that logo. So you add the class where the logo is, and then you add content end to that part you want on the right hand side.
Okay, perfect. I think I'm starting to see the full picture now. Thank you so much, Viviana and Josh.
Yeah, awesome. And you know what? Just as a reminder, you guys are your own best resource. All right. So you guys have me for just a few more days, and then another instructor for that month. But then after that, you guys can still continue to help each other, and you guys are already doing it. So I'm proud of you guys. All right. Next up, we have Josh. Laura.
Okay. Let me share my screen. So I'm still on track with everything. I did remove those roadblocks for the two features that I needed. Turns out I didn't need jQuery, thanks to you and Colby. I should be able to finish everything up today, at least so far in my head. Should be able to finish up most of, if not all of my functionality, so I can spend the rest of my time on CSS tomorrow and Thursday. This is how it looks now. I actually have something that looks a little different. I added these grass things because everyone knows Pokemon hide in tall grass. So when you're waiting to pick your Pokemon, it's just grass. So thanks to your help and Colby's help, I was able to now, when you click traditional starter, all the drop downs leave, all the buttons leave. This is a new drop down, new button specifically for choosing your starting Pokemon, and it only has the starters that are linked to the starting Pokemon. The one other thing that Colby helped me out with was the reason I added these here is because originally the way that my code is set up, it does take a long time to kind of, sometimes depending on the Pokemon, if it's like hyper specific, it takes a long time to find that Pokemon. So the user's just kind of sitting there with, waiting to see on a blank screen. So I was asking him how to add a GIF or something as like a loading icon. So I'm going to pick normal and rock. This will come back as an error because there are no normal and rock Pokemon, but it'll show the GIF. So a little Pokeball will pop up and it'll spin during this time while it waits for the Pokemon to appear.
Nice.
In most instances, it'll only play for like a second and then the Pokemon pops up. Sometimes if, let's say, I think water, there's my error. I'll get through that today. I get water and steel, I think takes a little time to find because I think it's only Empoleon. Pops up. It's trying to find Empoleon and then he pops up afterwards.
Nice.
Thank you. I did get an error. I'm now working on this functionality of choosing your starter Pokemon and it giving you a random one. I got a bug on it right before we got in here, so I haven't had time to kind of like look into it. But if I get stumped on that for too long, then I'll come and reach out to you guys for help.
Okay. Only recommendation, and this is up to you. If it's like a forever loading, eventually land them with the message that says
that's when I get this error.
Okay.
Something else will display here instead of the loading
Okay.
icon.
Yep, I must have missed that. Awesome. All right, looking great, Josh.
Thank you.
And that ends our afternoon stand-up session. So very proud of you guys. You're making fantastic work here, and I'm liking the progress. So let's keep it up. Let's go ahead and stop this recording.